Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Sorry, I don't know if you all can see that, but I got a microphone in my face at the moment. Anyway, yeah, so it is me, Victoria Baxter. Some of you know me as Coach V. Some know me as the New Love Strategist. I'm a certified life and dating coach with New Thing Life Coaching, focusing on single Christian women. I do help women who actually want to learn all about dwelling in God's love, developing self love in order to discover lasting love, in order to discover something real. I'm also a certified relationship coach. And because of me even becoming a certified relationship coach, about a month ago, I did the Before Bay workshop, which some of you ladies actually joined me for. And in order to get that certification, I also had to go through a program about helping women actually, well, men and women, but helping people find their soulmate. So, I took a lot of what I learned, of course, with me doing everything Bible based. I added scripture to it, as well, to, do some more things along those lines. But again, helping single women when it comes to things that they need to do now before they meet him. We can pray all day, but at the end of the day, if we're not prepared, then there's a bigger problem. I talked about that this past Friday in the SAS tribe on Facebook. Single ladies, if you're not watching this in the tribe, and if you're seeing this on my personal page or someplace else, come on in there and check out that video that I did this past Friday. It also, announced, the new program that I've actually, just launched. We start June 1st. But just kind of gave some information about that, but just really just talking about a lot of different mistakes that single women are made, even if you don't want to be part of the program. But just talking about some of the issues right now, as far as like just some things that John Gray had said, Sierra had said, the whole issue as far as women already walking around believing that they're already a wife and they're just waiting for a husband who can see and who can see that they're a wife. And I know that sounds cool, but at the end of the day, it's giving some women false hope, and it is messing some women up, and it's delaying their single season just a little bit longer. Nevertheless, one of the things that I also included in that Before Bay workshop that I also had to do, as far as my coaching program, we had to talk about love and what love is and what love isn't. And I know that a lot of times people try to put their own definitions on it. We try to determine what love is, and like we can't do that. At the end of the day, we got to be careful as far as that is concerned. So again, with me being New Love Strategist, because a lot of us we've been falsely taught what love is, and a lot of us, because of these things, we have decided what love is and what love isn't. And that's why even with the program, it's like I'm saying, like, no, like I need to destroy everything you thought you knew, because a lot of us are wrong. And I'm not going to go into too many details about it, but something I even do like with coaching, it's, I take women through like the whole storage unit. It's the storage unit of our unconscious mind. And what ends up happening is from the time we are young, we learn things based on what we see and what we hear, right? We're looking at mom, we're looking at dad, we're looking at even relationships and stuff like that, like TV, just all of these different things. Sorry, I'd gotten into a fight with my dog like some point last year, and I never did go and get that checked out. um but we have all of these things that we have learned over time when it comes to like everything. And it's like for each of these things, like there are these little boxes in our minds, that we've already started putting stuff in. So for a lot of us, there's a box about what love is. There's a box about what dating is. There's a box about what relationships are. There's a box about marriage, like all of these things. Sadly, a lot of us, we have all of these things in different boxes. And that's how I can sometimes tell, like, and this is why I love one-on-one coaching with ladies, because of that, because I can see, okay, well, you said this about this, but how is that going, like, for what you say you want, but you have these thoughts about love and then these thoughts about marriage. All of those things, they should be in the same box. But let's be honest, again, generational curses, broken homes, single parent homes, all of these different things have caused, wires have been tripped. And if we're honest, Satan, as I always say, he is having a field day, because he has distorted and disturbed the order of the way that things should be. And because of that, like, that's why there's so much, chaos and whatever, and broken homes and whatever else. A lot of things that should be in the same boxes, they're not. So a lot of us have been left to our own devices. A lot of us have been only going based off of what we have learned, what we have inadvertently been told. So all of these things are in separate boxes. So again, I love working with ladies because I'm able to one box at a time. So again, all of these boxes from a young age, we have all of these things. And it's like just literally like a storage unit. We got a box here, a box here, a box here, a box here, and we just keep piling up all of these different things. And it's like, this is the, again, the storage unit of our unconscious mind, not subconscious, unconscious, because there is a difference. Actually, I'll be publishing a blog tomorrow, kind of even going more in depth as far as some of this is concerned. So some of us, that's what the problem is when it comes to love, when it comes to lust, when it comes to in love, all of these different things, because we're just taking bits and pieces of information. That's why change is so hard for many of us to actually, endure and accept and go through, because anytime something challenges what we have already stored in that unit, for us, it's like, oh no, like that's what causes anxiety because it's foreign to us. It's like, that's not what that's supposed to look like. I not like we can't do that. So I like being able to unpack some of those boxes. And as the new love strategist, I also like being able to again destroy some of those boxes and rebuild and help women really find out the truth. At the end of the day, God has called me to single Christian women who truly want a godly marriage. I'm not for everybody. I'm not for all single Christian women because some people are cool with their storage unit. Some people are cool with their belief system. Some people are cool with they already have it set out exactly the kind of man they're going to be with, and they know that God is going to set like all these. I'm not for everybody. I'm for those who are saying, yeah, I need to rewire some things. I need to be deprogrammed and reprogrammed, and I want what God says about marriage. Those are the ladies that I focus on. And with that, again, realizing that even with love and in love, lust, lust is blinding, lust is superficial. I wrote about that in an ebook. Journey of Love. It's an ebook, it's an amazing book. But it talks about love, lust, in love, real love, God's love, self-love, all of these different things. It talks about an experiment that I called myself doing, wanting to prove that love is a choice. And I wanted to intentionally love a man on purpose. He didn't love me back, so I thought, but I took, 90 days of doing this little experiment. And I remember the way that God spoke to me and broke me down one night and had me crying with what he revealed to me about this man. But yeah, so that was funny. But I talk about all that in the book. But love versus in love, now that I've gone through that 1 hour intro, how long have I been talking? All I do is talk. Y'all already know that. Let's talk about the whole love versus in love because a lot of us are just all the way confused. And if I'm going to start, again, y'all already know, like, yeah, I'm a coach, but I'm a teacher. I teach. That's what I do. Okay. The story of love, all in all, it's an ever evolving drama that in most cases has nothing to really actually do with romance. Okay, a lot of times we try to spin it as far as certain things are concerned. Now, I am not saying that people's relationships today do not have romance, although a lot of them actually do not. But I'm saying that historically, love, relationships, sex, and romance have had very little to do with each other. The thing about being in love, these are all based on the rush of endorphins. And this is the in love experience. And the thing is, you hear a lot of times people say there's no such thing as love at first sight, or you can't say that you love somebody, it hasn't even been long enough. You can't even say, like, people say, well, I love him. Well, how do you know you love him? If you can't even explain why you love them, then that's not love. Some people will say, well, it's impossible to be in love with more than one person at the same time. Here's the thing again, unlove, in love being based on endorphins. It has to do with a lot of the chemicals in our brain. When you fall in love with someone, it actually produces this overwhelming feeling of attachment. It's something like, how it is in the beginning of a relationship. You can't stand to be away from each other. You're drawn to each other. Sometimes, which not really, it can be kind of like a deep spiritual connection. Most of the time, it is straight biology. It is because of what our brains are producing and releasing. It's these hormones that are happening, especially like dopamine. They are produced from that temporary bond and that attachment in the in love stage. This is what we're talking about today when we say in love. It has to do with that feeling, that warm, fuzzy feeling. Again, I always say that love is action, love is choice. In love is more feeling, while love is action. True love combines the two of them. The part that you have to be mindful of, and this is why you have to know the difference and you have to separate them, but you have to know how to bring them together. Because in love, it is actually proven that the release of those hormones that give you that in love feeling can last anywhere from 6 months to 3 years. Anywhere from 6 months to 3 years. So now, after a while, when those hormones and the chemicals start to fade, That's when you no longer feel that attachment. That is when action has to step in from the love part that is an action and is saying, like, no, I am choosing to love this person. I am choosing to be patient. I am choosing to be kind. I am choosing to stay put. I am choosing to actually be selfless. That's what love is. Love is saying action. Love is being selfless. Love is a choice. Love is a decision. In love is feeling. Love is saying when those warm, fuzzy feelings are not there, or when I do not like you this day, I am still going to love you. I am still going to honor you. When you look at it from that point, can somebody be in love with more than one person? Yeah, because it's a feeling. It has nothing to do with respect. It's how that person makes you feel. You can get warm and fuzzies with this person. You can also get warm and fuzzies with that person. It's two different things, or it's the same thing. But you can do that with multiple people because this person give me warm fuzzies, that person give me warm fuzzy. But you cannot love from a healthy standpoint. You cannot love more than one person. Let me word this. When you start off also looking at, I think you can, when you start looking at the whole thing of healthy relationships and enlightened relationships and relationships that have value, that's when loyalty comes into play. That's when respect comes into play and things like that. So when you get to the point of saying in love and love and a healthy relationship going on here, in that case, no, you would not be in love and loving more than one person at the same time, because at some point it's saying I have to make a choice to respect here, to be loyal here, to honor here. That's one of the things that, like, that's what all of that is also tied to. And look at that from the standpoint of marriage, even because marriage is saying in love, loving, honor a bit, which I don't really think you have to be in love or to love someone to actually get married to them, because truth be told, again, marriage is just, y'all gotta understand why God created marriage. God created marriage saying one man, one woman, holding each other accountable to God only while here on earth. Remember, like Jesus, when he was talking to the religious leaders, he made it clear, like, there is no marriage in heaven. There is no husband and wife in heaven. Like, marriage is here for earth. It is God saying, like, there is this man who I've blessed with things and whatever else, but there's a woman who has to help him. The woman is not incomplete. It's the man is incomplete. The man needs the woman. He is nothing without this woman to complete him. But it's up to the man to realize when he has a good thing in front of him. I'm going to leave that alone. I talked about that Friday in this Ask Tribe, as far as, man versus whatever else. Understand that love and in love are two different things. And that's why a lot of us have been getting it twisted. A lot of us have been confused. A lot of us will say we love somebody, but our actions show differently. So maybe you don't know how to love, but you know how that person makes you feel. And it's crazy because a lot of times we can talk about, when you hear relationships and even marriages that aren't doing so well, and it's like, okay, well, do you love them? Well, I love him, but I'm not in love with him anymore. Well, I love her, but no, we're not in love. It's almost like people act like in love is better when it's not better, it's just different. In love is not better than loving. Actually, I want someone who loves me, someone who is saying, like, I'm here by choice. It's not because of how you make me feel. I'm here because I've made a commitment and a decision. So somehow along the way, we've acted like in love is the end all be all. Yeah, we want to know that we make someone feel good, and we want to do the same, but you need both in order for a relationship and a marriage to actually work and get someplace. So keep that in mind. And especially when it comes to the point of, in love being the whole warm, fuzzy feeling, this is how, let me go to something. I had some notes on this. There's something that's called being addicted to love and drama. Some people, you can be addicted to love, you can be addicted to drama. And again, it's all because of the chemicals that are being released. And a lot of people who find themselves addicted to love and addicted to drama, those are also people, again, there isn't a chemical imbalance because it's all chemicals. This is how a lot of times mania love that I talk about sometimes. Mania love is that thing that can cause you to become controlling, possessive, obsessive. Mania love is that thing that can have you like acting out, slashing tires and doing some crazy stuff at the end of the day, because it's like that thing where it's like, oh, like I just can't control myself. Like I love this person so much. How dare they leave me? It's like that thing that makes you lose your mind at the thought of that person slipping away. You meet someone and you feel complete. Everything is fine. Again, it could be from 6 months to 36 months. Everything feels wonderful. You feel healed. You feel amazing. You feel awesome. Stage one. Now, all of a sudden, something is shifted. Reality sinks in. Sometimes they don't meet your needs. You start to now feel a little bit needy because something is missing. That feeling that you had there in the beginning. That's stage two. You're really feeling addicted to this person, and it's like a drug that you take all day that you're addicted to. You don't know because you've never gone without it. You feel high when you're with this person, but when they're not around or meeting your needs, you feel low. That's stage three. Now your brain chemicals are truly going on, and there are literal levels of addiction. And euphoria is one of them, but now it's like your brain is just like, what the heck is going on? So the ability for your body to feel so in love, that in love feeling, it begins to fade. This is the chemical reaction. Now the pain returns, and you feel like it's that person's fault. It's tied to this person in some way. This is stage four. The thing is, it's not their fault. It was always there. You just didn't realize that because you were blinded by love. You were blinded by the feeling of being in love, and you were blinded by lust at that point. So now here comes the drama. You're trying to get that fix. You're trying to revert to what it previously was. There's jealousy, controlling behavior, fights, arguments, mania love, the whole nine. There's stage five. And all along, you're trying to force and manipulate your partner to actually meet your needs. So now those feelings of being in love, they need to be replaced with actual love, with true love, with real love, not just the in love thing. Because here's something that's crazy. Studies actually show that drama in relationships, it's more powerful and more addictive than cocaine and heroin. Drama in relationships, it is more powerful and it's more addictive than cocaine and heroin. We go through a cycle and we release adrenaline, which is already addicting in and of itself. The adrenaline drops, we make up, we release endorphins and dopamine in our systems, during the makeup. So now our bodies have already started associating drama and pain with pleasure. You meet some people and you're like, oh, they're just addicted to drama, man. She loves drama or he likes drama. Some people really are. I dated a guy like that. Seafood sex. My ladies know who I'm talking about. If you don't read my book, Debunking the Fairy Tale of Boaz, I talk all about seafood sex. He was addicted to drama. Like for him, he got a high off of it. And it was like up and down, highs and lows. Like he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The thing is, you have to find ways to actually meet those goals in more functional ways. You have to understand in love. You have to understand love. You have to know what lust is. You have to also understand, hey, when it comes to love at the end of the day, a lot of us came from single parent homes. Not everybody knows how to love. Not everybody knows what love is. Again, everybody has their own storage unit going on. Everybody has all of their own boxes going on. So sometimes some people, they're just not capable of loving. Now, we also can add in the whole five love languages, and like that's a whole different realm in and of itself. But it's keeping in mind, not everybody knows how to love. And a lot of times, what you will have is, maybe people who abusive relationships, and stuff like that. And you think, oh, it's not possible for that person to love. People who are abusive can feel deep feelings for their partners, and yet a lot of times we don't consider that love. Now, feeling love for another or feeling love within yourself, all of it's like it's a part of love. So it is possible. I know we don't want to accept that, but it's possible. Now, that does not mean you have to accept that love, because no one should have to accept abuse ever, at all, never. No, it's never okay. But in that case, can we really say like I'm not even going to get into that because it's so much more as far as all of that's concerned. Some people, they're thinking, I do love you. And we're thinking, well, you couldn't possibly with the way that you treat me. And then the question becomes, well, then if you know what love is, you have to ask, well, do you love yourself if you are allowing someone to treat you in a way that goes against what you say that love is? If there's ever a time where you're questioning somebody's love or their feelings towards you, you have to evaluate and self-reflect when it comes to the love that you have for yourself, if you're now saying that's not love, then why would you accept it? Because that's what it boils down to. We a lot of times it's easy to get focused on what they do. Like that we just blame like we anything to take it away from us. Because I think sometimes, and especially as women, it's a little bit harder to face when we've allowed something, when we've stayed, when we've accepted whatever. Just because someone doesn't know how to love or they have not been properly trained or taught, you have to determine is now that's when that P word comes into play. You got to look, is there potential? You have to test the fruits and you have to kind of look to see like, okay, let me look at everything else. And is this person, do I feel safe? Are there and I mean like true red flags, like not your insecurities talking and your past things that you have not healed from. I mean like true red flags. Like, does it look like this would be an unhealthy, dangerous situation where you need to just get the hell on and run? That's what I'm talking about, red flags. Those are things that you absolutely need to consider and examine when it comes again to all of these different things. So it can be hard to understand love. And that's where, at first I think I was like always like I was the LSDR coach, life singles, dating, relationships. I got sick of that crap. And I was like, no, love strategist. Because there's a strategy in a sense when it comes to love. There's like a lost art, as always. It's almost like there's this lost something when it comes to love. Somehow we've gotten away from it, and then it was me realizing it's the storage unit. And you got everyone putting out all this different information, and people are just soaking it all in, itchy ears. We're just absorbing everything. And then I was like, no, not love strategists, new love strategists, because some of these people they have a warp when it comes to love. New love strategists. That's why I was like, this is what I got to focus on right now. So that's what I got to say about that. Okay. And as I mentioned in the beginning, ladies, single ladies, if you're saying I'm ready to like go against everything I thought I previously knew about love, and I want to actually learn what love really is, I'm ready to actually, prepare for like my husband. Like I want to truly get everything like all the way right. If you're saying like I'm ready to go from like mess to marriage material, I need you to come on in the new love program. I need you to come on in the new love language 12-week transformation program that I just released Friday. We start June 1st. You need to get in. Come on in. Come on in. It is going to bless your entire life. I promise you. You don't want to miss it. Again, especially if you're not in the SASH tribe, come on in, watch the video that I just did Friday night, talking about some other things, and then also even announcing the actual program in and of itself. But please join me and let's say about 25 other women. Well, and I already have some of the spaces are already gone. So there's now less than 20. But come on, like it's just gonna get your entire life. Like you're going to be 100% gathered all across the board. But that was just my little talk for the day. God bless you all. Thank you all for tuning in. You can connect with me at newthinglifecoaching.com. Time for me to go drink some water. I've been talking too much. But y'all be safe and stay home. Bye.